Hello and welcome everybody. This is Chart Request live on Stock Market TV. Today, I am your host, Steve Strazza, Director of Research at All Star Charts, joined by my esteemed co-host and friend, Patrick Dunawilla, editor of the Chart Report. How's it going? Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's, my friend.
Happy holidays. Yeah. Oh my gosh, look at this. Throwback. It's
So,
it's, it's like I'm seeing a Christmas ghost.
so the way this show began long, long ago now, you and I did it twice a week, right? Every
Yes, sir.
Tuesday and every Monday and Thursday it is now, but it started Tuesday and Thursday, 1 o'clock. It was so much fun that all of the homies on the analyst team wanted in on it. We had to open it up, and now I never get the chance to do it anymore. But like, it's one of Alfonso's favorite things. It's one of Sam's favorite things to do. So you guys have been having all the fun, and I never get included anymore, right? That's been the situation.
That's been the situation, correct. But it's a great opportunity to kind of see what everyone else is seeing out there and also see how you guys are seeing it. We don't really get a chance to see how you're kind of breaking down the charts.
Pat, you will be on the charts today. I am in
Yes,
my old office, my travel office
that's
here.
right. You're back in Connecticut.
That's it. I'm retweeting the situation now. Then I'm going to hop in the chat and we're going to dive in. Why don't you do like we used to do, a little high level kind of what's had your eye, update people. It's been holiday week. So we've had a lot of cancellations on our show schedules and stuff like that. What's been going on in the market? Um, I see you got.
Yeah.
Oh, are
So,
we?
I mean,
Great.
I think we got to start it off with the Dow here. You had that 11-day losing streak, followed by a 5-day winning streak, and then you've had selling kind of resume. But buyers came in nicely today so far. Obviously, the day isn't closed yet, but nice to see that kind of fight back. What I'm kind of watching too is also the Santa Claus rally started on Christmas Eve, so that Tuesday. So basically, kind of this is the line. So far we're negative. Santa Claus rally's down, but 3 days to go, and today's closed, so we'll see. And
Pat,
a lot of people think the Santa Claus rally is just like this given rally at the end of the year, but it's
yeah.
really a seasonal indicator for the next year. And it's really when Santa doesn't come, that's the signal. And
But how much do you weigh it? Like, it's one data point. Does Santa
right,
come or
it's
not?
one data
Like,
point, correct. Yeah,
like
no,
this seven
absolutely.
day, this 7 day period, is it positive or not? Last year, correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, Santa didn't come. It didn't change the fact that stocks had a banner year, right? So it's one
No,
data.
you're right. Fantastic year, right? I think the S&P is up like 25% or something like that. So no, you're absolutely right. It's one data point. I think last year's rally was like it was very just slightly negative. So, again, it's one data point, not the end of the world. I don't think you go out and sell stocks and get totally bearish. It just, if this 7 day period's negative, but it's something to keep in mind.
James says Santa Claus is filling our stockings with coal, not coal stocks. Hopefully, not coal stocks because you haven't wanted those. Um, that's one thing I've been doing, Pat. I'm making a list of chart patterns that look like coal and metals and mining stocks and materials. There's a lot of failed breakouts, are there not?
Yeah, a
Like,
lot
throw
of
up
failed
XME.
breakouts, not just in those materials names, but just like across the board. I mean, Russell 2000, right? I mean, that's like, I don't know if you want to call it a double top or a failed breakout, call it whatever you want, but
You're
man,
back in
there's
the
nothing
box.
good. Yeah, back in the box. It's back in the
Yeah,
box. Back,
call
back
it.
on that 240 level. Nothing good happens under there.
Yeah, you can call this whatever you want, but the bottom line is it couldn't get it done, right? Couldn't
Couldn't
get it
get it
done.
done.
And there's too many charts like this right now. One that I'm looking at, if you want to throw it up quick, I might do a little note on this one today. Just pull up Bitcoin and drop
Sure.
on the same way you have here on the Russell. Drop on a post-election VWAP.
Yeah.
Look,
I mean, this one, I've been calling this one the 800-pound gorilla because we all see it.
they got to
But
show up. They got to show up here because
And hey, Steve, I think you know it better than anybody else out there.
yeah,
2024 has been the year of the failed top, right? So, what a way to top it off with one of the leading assets out there. I mean, Has there been a better leading indicator than Bitcoin out there?
But
I
drop the
mean, throughout this
VWAP.
whole cycle. Yeah,
Drop the
sure.
VWAP from the post-election candle. No, November 6th. Yeah, okay.
November
Oh, you're going to box
6th.
it
There we
in.
go.
Yeah, I see. November 6th,
Oh.
because this is also the breakout candle. And Pat, you're
Oh.
right. This has been the best pattern in the market this year. Fading
Yeah.
this as a top has been the best course of action. Yeah, check that out, man. That's
Yeah.
huge. But I'm not saying step in and short this top. Even if it were to break VWAP, close below the VWAP here, then we're going to be out here tomorrow talking about the scoop and score, potential that this has. I'm not saying to run out and short Bitcoin. However, if this is a valid top, right, and the average buyer since the election, right, so anybody who's bought this breakout on average is back underwater in a lost position, that's not good because Solana doesn't look good. Binance couldn't stick its breakout. Coinbase is breaking down. The miners look like garbage. Everybody's talking shit about MicroStrategy. These things are really compounding, right? The bears lists continue to grow. So with that spiel out of the way, because I just can't help myself talking about crypto, you ready to hop in?
No, it's extremely important right now. I'm glad you're touching on it.
Look at that. And then we're gonna hit on semiconductors. The chat's popping here. This is fantastic. Everybody's tuned in for our special holiday edition of Chart Request Live. I missed all
I
you
will
guys.
say, Steve,
Yeah,
I'm pretty impressed at how it's fighting back today here, though.
Yeah. What's up, Dan? What's up, Wavy? I missed you, Wavy.
What's Wavy got for us today?
Santa definitely brought Wavy coal. Wavy loves coal stocks.
He loves coal stocks.
Seriously, I missed doing the show. Let's jump in, Pat. All right, you ready for request one? This is great.
Yeah.
AASC team. This is from Eric. Uber on the long side for the next couple of quarters. Do we buy right here, right now? Speaking of failed tops. Whew.
What's the ticker?
Uber.
Uber. Oh, man.
Le Uber.
Le Uber. We got to start with a weekly on this one.
Yikes.
Oof.
This, Pat.
It's messy.
Pat, sometimes they say goodbye or goodbye. This is one of those, is it not?
It's one of those because it's at the level. It's at the breakout level, and this was such a nice breakout. You remember short interest was really high when it initially broke out, and then here we checked back. This was the August 5th day, and that was a great buy. That was a good buy.
And then you launch off of that failed break to a failed breakout.
Right, and exactly. Failed breakdown to a failed breakout here.
Yep.
And then we're back here, back at the scene of the crime. I think this one finds support. I think it finds a way to get it done here. I don't see this one totally breaking down. If it does, it's probably an environment where the whole market is breaking down.
Yep.
What do you think?
I'm going to be completely honest. I capitulated on Uber. I had some long-term gains. I figured I might as well lock them in, right? This is a stock I've been pounding the table on this entire bull market. And it's been messy. It's been a terrible year for Uber shareholders. I agree with Pat. I think it digs in here. It flips this former resistance at the 2021 peak into support again. We've seen it before. The problem for me, more than anything with a stock like this, Pat, is this has just been too much opportunity cost in a market where so many things are working, right? So, I'm not capitulating on Uber because I think this chart's going to break down here, but it's just, why own something that's sideways when there's other things that are trending? That's been the problem for me, for Uber. But I'll be back in. I like where you got the VWAP here from the all-time high. I think you want confirmation for something like this at this point.
Yeah, and so many other growth stocks out there working, like you said, like just the opportunity cost with this one. But if you're already in it, I don't think you abandon it just yet until it really, starts violating these August lows here. What is that, around 57?
If I wasn't already long this for 12 months, because I'm a big nerd about my capital gains tax treatment, I would have held on. That's really what drove my decision to get out. I will be back in, and I think the level is 60, and then confirmation at the VWAP.
Right around there.
So do you start building? Would you start building? He wants to know right here, right now, fade this top, yes or no?
Say it again.
The question from the chat was basically, do we buy right here, right now for the next couple of quarters, right? So, yay or nay?
I would say yay. I
Yep.
would say do it. Yeah.
And I don't think it's a clean yes or no. I think you start to build the position, and then you
Right.
finish it on confirmation, right?
Right. Right. And confirmation, what would that look like? For me, above like 60, even above that 66 level, I think would be solid confirmation that buyers are kind of back in control.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with being extra conservative on the confirmation and waiting for that VWAP recapture, because
Yeah.
this has been so sloppy.
You're talking about this one.
Yeah, 70, call it 70.
Yeah.
It'll continue to move lower.
What do we got
All right.
next?
Nick, Trap Pat. Oh, this is good. Can I tell you how many Tractor Supply codes I passed on my drive?
Oh, yeah?
Oh my God, they're everywhere. And they put them right off the highway. Yeah, they put them right off the highway too. I don't know what I saw more of, Dollar Tree or Tractor Supply Co. when I was driving through the Carolinas. There's a lot of both.
You're driving through the thick of it right there.
Well, because I'll go off, like I'll veer off the beaten path for a little bit because I'm always looking for the best boiled peanuts.
Did you find some this time?
Yeah, dude, there's a beautiful peanut farm. It's been there for hundreds of years in Virginia, right off of I-95. It's called like the Peanut Company. It's so cute though. I'm forgetting the name of it now, but I've stopped there a number of times over the years. They have boiled peanut. They got everything.
Okay.
Really, really, really cool.
This isn't your first time. Ain't your first rodeo.
No, not at all.
So this one, I mean, it's just been kind of losing momentum all year ever since it's just been dealing with this Fibonacci extension here from this range.
Yeah.
Around 58. Yeah, with this one, it's just there's not much juice there. I could see why you'd want to get involved in this range resolution here, but it just momentum just isn't really there, and you could get involved on the retest here, but I'd rather just buy a fresh breakout. What do you think?
I think you're right. When you say low vol, this stock just doesn't excite me in a bull market.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Check out what's the relative trend look like?
Sure.
And hang on till the end, and Pat and I are going to walk through a bonus trade that each of us put on this morning.
Ooh, okay. All right. Showing the book. Okay.
I don't like this.
So,
I don't like
this one.
this.
I mean, it's at a logical level where it could dig in here. If that's your thing, it's just, the absolute chart to me is just pretty messy. And rather than trying to buy this retest, I would just rather look for fresh breakouts.
This is an industrial. There's other stuff I'd rather own. Is it industrial or discretionary?
I believe that's a great question. I'd guess industrial.
It might be discretionary,
trade,
Pat.
specialty
It's discretionary.
stores.
See, if it's discretionary, then there's definitely stuff I'd rather own.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right, what do we got?
Little head and shoulders toppy here. Don't love it.
Okay, GEV. Is this one of those EV companies? 3-month time frame.
GEV is the old it's the old GE. It's the spinoff.
Oh, GE Vernova.
Yeah.
I was thinking of Go EV.
This one has been flagging for the longest time. I think we drew this flag the last episode.
This is healthcare plans?
So Vernova, I want to say GE Vernova is the energy one. Yeah, I believe it's the energy.
How come their energy company looks so much better than every other energy company I'm
Right.
looking at?
I have no idea. Because they split it up to what? Healthcare,
Might be
energy, and space. They split up GE into what? Healthcare, energy, and space, I think.
I was listening to a podcast on the road, and the guy was making the point that this is going to be the year of spinoffs. And if you think about it, some of these spinoffs just over the past few years have been killer. Like GE,
Yeah.
all the shareholder value that's been created since they've spun these companies off, they've all gone vertical.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So this one, I mean, just flagging, and yeah, you could use the VWAP to get you in and out. That's been kind of choppy one, but I think you just kind of got to wait for this flag to resolve. And I don't think you use this. I mean, 375, that's a good kind of short-term target. But if you're really playing this flag here, you want to see an energetic move out, kind of similar to this move. I'm in a log scale here, so it won't look similar, but I wouldn't be surprised if this resolution out of this flag gets it to 500. I mean, this uptrend it's just showing no signs of I mean, yes, you have this RSI divergence here, but holding 50 nicely here. And this is a daily.
You buy that flag breakout all day.
You buy the flag
Right?
breakout, yeah.
Wow. Next stop 513.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a nice one.
Does the momentum divergence concern you?
No, and you know, it really technically isn't a momentum divergence at this point because we haven't made a new high in price yet. So yeah, I mean, it's just kind of moving with price. It's in this consolidation phase. I would get worried if this thing really crumbled below and started to get oversold here, but you know, the fact that we're in a daily here and we still aren't even close to oversold. I mean, we're still hanging above 50 here, so that's extremely bullish.
All right. So yes to GE Vernova. LBRT is next,
Like
Pat. LBRT, is this one of those media companies? Because these are just don't owns for me. We could probably
Liberty
do quite a-
Energy.
What?
Liberty Energy.
Okay.
Okay.
Look at that.
Look at that.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it kind
That's a
of looks like a
level.
top that's failing, doesn't it?
Drop a whop on that thing.
Yeah. One sec.
I think my chat is not updating here. While you're looking that up, question in the chat. So I looked it up. Good Earth Peanut Company, and it's
Okay.
off of exit 4 of I-95 in Virginia. But it's a great stop because it's right off the exit, and it's super cool. Like you see these old buildings, like the peanut farm's all set up there, and everything they're selling is fantastic. They really do a great job with their nuts.
I like it. What is it called? Good
Earth Peanut Company?
Earth Peanut Company in North Carolina.
Yeah, I don't get paid for this.
No, you don't.
I
We
just love
appreciate
food. Yeah.
Come for the chart request, stay for the
Food request.
Yeah. So with this one, I mean, the neckline is pretty clear at 17 here. Looks like it's refusing to break it. I like how momentum's acting here. You're testing this. If it can reclaim that in the next few days, that's enough for me to call it a failed top. If I'd want confirmation above like 21 actually, but man, this thing looks like a fail. It looks like this top is failing here.
And this thing
let's
is
zoom
just,
out.
I mean, up 5.5% today. Like what?
Yeah,
Wow.
right. I mean, energy is the only positive sector today, I think. Yeah.
Oil field services. So this is a services company. 1.5% yield. Very nice. 3.2 billion. So kind of in a market cap sweet spot. Payout ratio is only like 13%. So the yield just, high level seems just more than fine. And I think more than anything, Pat, why don't you throw up the LBRT relative to XLE or XES?
Yeah.
This one looks better than its peers right now.
Yeah.
I'm
And
not
with this
coming
one,
across.
I think you not only get all-time highs if this top fails, I think you get beyond that. I think then you're looking to fib out this decline here.
For sure.
We'll see what that gets you.
No, I agree because I'm not coming across many energy charts these days. I don't know about you, Patrick, that I want to buy.
Yeah, not too many. Not too many, but man, with crude oil looking as tight as it is here, I think you got to at least put some on your shopping list for 2025 and have some ready in case you get this. Because if this coil here resolves higher, which I think it will, because you look at momentum, and that momentum's been pretty resilient on that. But if this little coil thing resolves higher, sorry taking so long to draw it here, but that pops up here, and crude oil has been range bound really for the last 2-3 years, but that could be enough to get it out of the range. I mean, it's been testing this lower bounds of the range since September and just refusing to go. So at some point, we're going to resolve higher. So I think it makes sense to have stocks like LBRT on your shopping list. I mean,
Yep.
yeah, let's look at that on a relative basis. LBRT versus XLE.
Momentum not being oversold in the crude oil chart really stands out to me.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Great.
yeah.
So it looks like it failed a little top here. If you throw up the daily, it failed a top on a relative basis.
You're talking about right here? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
That's great.
And don't you love when the relative chart kind of leads what you'd like to see in the absolute chart?
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about?
This is the same pattern we're talking about, right? If you're talking
Exactly.
about getting long LBRT on an absolute basis, the chart you were just showing, we're betting on the top failing. Well, guess what? It already failed the top, and to me, this is confirmed, right? This is in the books.
Yep.
It already failed the top versus its peers.
I love it. Yeah, I really like
Great.
this.
All right, chat. Let's go. Pat, you're gonna fly through these things.
Sure.
All right. J Lang Tang. Fantastic. That's a fantastic username. LODE. Why do I have a feeling that this is a micro cap?
Specialty chemicals. What do we at? What is the market cap on this?
Up.
Ooh.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, I got a feel for these things, Pat.
Yeah, you could call. Good call on that.
All right. Look,
You've probably seen every stock listed on the NYSE at this point.
Yeah. Been here a while. This is great. This is great. What can you say about this?
I mean, about this $40 million stock. I mean, it's breaking out. I don't want to say anything too bullish here.
Listen,
but
these kinds of this theme is working. It keeps working. Whether it's space stocks, quantum computing stocks, the big compute, the big data companies, like the junky stuff, the heavily shorted stuff, the wildest corners of speculative growth are working.
yeah. I mean, hey, BlackBerry's even rallying, so
Good. You got the Rigetti and the Soundhound and the space rockets, Rocket Labs. Like, you know what I mean? There's just they're running hot stocks. And this certainly looks like a hot stock to me. I love that little failed breaky.
yeah.
And then
Big
how
fail.
much were we up last week?
Big
So
fail breaky.
it's all, this is a momentum trade. This is a momentum theme. When you're talking about a stock like Load, I don't know who they are, what they do, but I know what they are as a stock, right? Just from looking at it.
Right.
No, because we've seen this pattern, right? And
Right.
basically, in an environment like this, where they're running hot stocks and 100% is turning into 300%, which is turning into 1,000% gains, and this is happening over a course of several weeks or several months, you just buy momentum. And you see a weekly candlestick like last week, you do not fade that, right?
Yeah.
You
I
chase
mean,
it.
100% doubled.
And look at it
But
now,
anyway.
up another 40.
We're breaking our rules here. What else you got?
And we have rules here. I forgot about
We
this.
have a
Listen.
few.
Special edition chart request live. EFXT. Happy New Year. Love the show. Let's make even more money in 2025 together. That is none other than one of my favorite chart request live patrons, Wavy McFly. Wavy, may all of your longs moon in 2025.
I second that. What did he say? EFXT?
Yeah, you got it. Dude, he
Okay.
always comes up with these really niche play. Wavy always brings a chart I haven't looked at in a long time or ever. Look at this base.
Yeah. I mean, this one. Hey, it meets our 1 billion.
Hey,
I'm not
above
sure
our
if it
line.
meets the volume threshold here,
Look at that.
but it's tough. I mean, tough to tell because it's got all this mess here, which is all just low volume.
How much
trading
volume?
here, but
How much volume we got these days? You got.
ooh, that's a good question.
I could check Pat. You keep charting.
430.
It looks like it's gotten a whole lot more liquid. So I'm seeing like average. We're trading like 300,000 average. I'm seeing that's not terrible.
Okay. Not terrible. We've seen worse.
Not good.
It's not great. I'd say if it's above 10 here, you're looking to 15, Wavy. And then 15 gets you to 20. 19, 20. Yeah. If this thing keeps
Interesting.
going. I mean, what the heck is this thing? Is this
Manufacture and distribution of equipment for gas compression facilities, power plants, and other industrial institutions.
there you go. There's that energy exposure. Steve, can
Seems
you
like
think
a
of
lot of
any-
Canada. Seems like there's a lot of Canada in here.
Yeah, yeah. Can you think of any energy stocks you like right now? The only one for me, ET has been one that's been kind of on my radar. Been jumping in and out of calls on this one.
It's been the MLPs. It's been the MLPs. Yeah.
Yeah.
LNG. There's some nat gas stuff.
Okay.
KMI was looking interesting.
Okay.
You know,
Oh, wow. Yeah.
but Pat, until ExxonMobil really, really sticks its breakout, yeah, this is when I'm super interested in energy. ExxonMobil's got to reverse here. Stop looking so fail breaky on me, right?
Yep.
And then I'm going to be looking for more opportunities. Right now, like I don't really have a good answer for that question because I'm not looking.
Right. Right. Yeah.
All right. Santa Claus, RDW is a banger. Dan, that one keeps coming up. People keep.
RDW Red
Yeah.
Bull. What is this thing?
If I bought this thing the first time somebody told me to look at a chart of RDW this year, I'd probably be up like 4 or 5x.
Oh man, what is this?
Yeah,
Is this one of those quantum computing?
I think it's cyber, isn't it?
Let's check this thing out. Let's find a target on this. Oh man, 17 gets you to 26.
Oh, dude, this is space. Of course, it's space.
Oh, of course it's space. Wow. Well, Steve, you might not be in this one, but you've been all over that theme.
The space stocks keep mooning.
You got a favorite?
I need to check before I answer that. Hold on. No, because it's ASTS if it doesn't break down. Yeah. So if this is just some kind of shake in ASTS, that's the one. We've been in the lunar, we've been in the rocket labs, we've been in a lot of them, but that ASTS looks so spicy if it's going to hold on.
Oh man, it's been waiting, and it looks like it's refusing to break down. That's got to be worth something.
Yep. Yeah, and if you zoom out, there's a prior cycle high. Yeah, big level there, 20 bucks.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Is this one shorted or?
Yeah. A lot of them got some good short interest, but the RDW, Pat, it has a similar look in a sense that it's breaking out above those prior cycle highs.
Yes. Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I love this.
RDW looks the way I would want ASTS to look in a few weeks. Maybe this is the roadmap. Boom.
Maybe there you go. There you go. Wow. Yeah, this thing just resilient, and it's really just cleared those 2021 highs. I'm not sure if it closed above there. Let's see.
So is that it? Is it as simple as that? Just define your risk there? Because the coil already went.
Yeah, I think you could lean on this 17 if you're just getting involved today. I think I'd keep a very short leash on it, maybe 15.50 or even 15 if you're willing to go that far. But whoa, this thing is just really wow. Momentum.
Okay, what's next?
17 gets you to 26.
QBTS. That's from John Candy.
QBTS.
Mhm.
John Candy, like Cool Runnings,
Yeah. Yep.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Sanka. Yep.
Sanka, you dead man. Wow, another one. What is up with these? So another one of these quantum, beautiful base here. I
Yep.
think I would just use this gigantic candle to my levels here.
Are you guys all requesting the same patterns? Because I mean,
Yeah,
this
right.
just makes our job easy, Pat. Own them above the whole highs and not below. Something like this. And this
Right.
market, these names. That's a beautiful line in the sand to have the prior cycle high to lean against.
Oh yeah, I'd say above 12. That's your level. 12 gets you to, let's figure it out.
And this is an example of what I was just saying before. And what were we looking at with the big weekly stick? You don't run from momentum in this environment. This stock was under $1 not long ago. Now we're
Yeah,
pushing
it's a
10.
great point.
So don't
great
look at
point.
these charts and say it's up 2, 3x, right, Pat? I can't get in. No, it's up 2, 3x. That's why I want to get in.
Yeah, I mean, election night, this thing was trading below $2 a share. You're right. Yeah. And I
Month and a
mean,
half.
that was, yeah. Wow. Great
So I'm
point.
not saying it's going to explode another 10x from here, but until that momentum leaves, that's the story, right?
Yeah.
And up is the path of least resistance.
And if you don't get married to these and if you don't stay up all night on seeking alpha, figuring out all the little fundamental drivers, and you're willing to just cut risk as soon as they go against you, you keep, even if you lose on 3 out of 5, those 2 or even that one can really just pay for it all and
You
more.
don't, Pat, that's such a good point. 2 great points. Don't look into what they do, because then you're going to find out that they're making like space
Don't go on
helicopters and
Seeking
bringing
Alpha.
internet to space. And you're going to think it's so good, you're never going to sell the stock, right? You're going to look at it 20 years from now, it's going to have a Q at the end of its ticker. And, right?
Right. Yeah, so many. Yeah, I'm going through the graveyard of tickers in my head.
And when you're trading this kind of a theme, you don't need a high win rate, because your winners aren't going to be 10%, 20%. They're going to be 500%, right? So you can lose if you lose responsibly. And one winner can pay for a handful of losers, right?
I like that.
In a situation like this.
I like that. We need t-shirts that say lose responsibly.
I lose responsibly every day, Pat. Especially
You
up
do.
front. Especially up
that's
front.
why I always like talking to you, is because you and I like talking about our losers. Because the winners take care of themselves. Those aren't even that fun to talk about.
All right, so I love this. This is a part of the quantum computing trade. A great request, John Candy. Alex Galvis with the rubric. So this is another one that just keeps coming up, Pat. I know you're familiar with it. It's the RBRK.
We were just looking at this before the when we were waiting for the show. It's
strong
funny that,
yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
So this is some sort of cloud situation?
It must be. I mean, but look how clean that chart is. I mean, you could use this thing to teach a TA class. And Steve, I believe I used the fibs based on log scale for these. So those are some giant moves.
Yeah, but look, it worked.
Look, it worked. 122 is next if it's above that 70 level. My God.
Hell yeah.
My goodness.
If you measure that flag up, I think that's pretty close too. Depending what you want to call the flagpole length, but if you call it 30 something to 70 something 40, extend that. That's the flag target too, right?
I see what you're saying. Yeah, I took it out of logarithmic for a second there.
All right, Pat, where do you get in on something like this though?
With this one above 70, let me take this out real quick. Yeah, above 70, I think that's a decent place to get in, and then I wouldn't let it get below this 64 level. Or even if you want to play it against this gap, that's also a decent risk level too.
I wouldn't want to lose that much.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. It's too far from 70.
Okay, Dan, we're gonna come back to Nvidia at the end of the show. James, thoughts on Lululemon?
All right.
First of all, I'll just speak for both of us. We love their man pants.
Hey, Steve, you remember this stock pretty much bottomed as soon as we set foot in the Lululemon store, you and I.
That's right.
It was right around September, August, right here.
So Patrick and I, no strangers to Lululemon. We do our fair share of boots on the ground research on this one.
It's important.
Yeah. Dude, what a move off of those range lows.
Yeah, and that's what it is. It was a fail breakdown right here.
Yeah.
And it just recaptured them and boom.
It's a shake and go.
Shake and bake.
Really nice.
I think this one gets you and we had one earlier we were talking about where from fail break out to fail break down. I think this one, you don't just play it back to the middle end of the range. You play it back to all-time highs here. Just like this one got you multi-year lows, this one should get you multi-year highs.
So entry on this coil resolution target at the range highs.
Yep. Yeah.
Like it.
It takes some off here, pay yourself a little bit, but I think you play this one. Beyond that, we can fib it out.
To and
Right.
through the range highs.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I think
wow.
you play it up to 700 here. Oh yeah.
Pat's
I mean, you got to
going
get the breakout first at 500, but
I love bull market, Pat. All right. So this one, I'm totally kicking myself over this one. Joe T in the chat. Hey C. I think I mentioned this one to you on the phone the other day.
What is it? Pacey?
KC. Kingsaw?
Oh, you did. You texted me a couple days
what a
ago. You
look.
said Pacey.
This
Looks
is some
good.
chart. So full disclosure, I'm looking to get in. I'm not in yet.
You're not in.
Not in yet, but I will be in.
You looking for a retest or what?
I would like a retest.
Yeah, you might get it. So, I mean, retest to that $10 level, and it's such an important psychological level. It's the breakout's already on. It's like the cat's out of the bag. It's gonna. I have a hard time believing it's gonna get back in that range. If it does, you don't want to even think about it.
Yeah.
But if it comes back here, retest that 10. I think you're probably looking at 1750, which is these post IPO lows right here. And beyond that, 1750 would get you, my gosh, the all-time highs. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it, but 1750, I mean, that's enough of a move from 10 to 1750. That's
Hell
75%.
yeah. And again, Pat, not to beat a dead horse, but buy momentum. Don't run from momentum. This one has gone from 2 to 12 over what course of the past couple of weeks or months.
Right.
Okay. We're good on this. And I'll also just say, I believe this is a Chinese name. So
Yes.
there is some just wild relative strength there versus the peer group.
Yeah, we've been talking about China. I mean, all year you and I have just kind of been stalking it, but and I mean, it really started at the beginning of last year. It held exactly where it's supposed to. I'm looking at the FXI here, the China ETF here, held exactly where it was supposed to. And now we were just talking in our meeting the other day, China's quietly outperforming the US. I mean, the S&P's had a great year, but China's up slightly more. And it's been a wild ride. It's been a lot harder to own China than it has the S&P 500. I mean,
as should be the case.
Yeah, right. The higher beta one, right? Higher risk, higher reward. But I mean, you got this like massive, 40% move or something in September. Then it dropped like 20% just as quick.
Yeah.
But it's holding up, man. It's holding that VWAP from the all-time highs here. I mean, I wouldn't give up on China at all. The best is when you saw people taking victory laps on Tepper. Tepper came out right at the peak of the rally, right when it was hot, and he said, he's like, I bought it all, buy everything China, right? Super bullish, couldn't have been more bullish on China. And then, of course, that's when you got the correction. And then you got people on Twitter dunking on David Tepper, extremely successful billionaire trader. So that's got to be a signal.
There's a long list of hedge fund managers who come on and say things on the TV and on other forums that you do want to fade. David Tepper is not one of them.
Right.
Fade David Tepper at your own risk. But I'm with you, Pat.
Right.
The sentiment around China has really been something. And KC, you got the chart of FXI up. KC versus FXI, I have a feeling is at new highs. Because that is a true Chinese leader. So Joe T also pointing out that the breakout, oh God, that's great. That's so good. Joe T pointing out that the breakout in KC happening on some unusually high volume, and I see that, you're right. So green light for the KC. I love it when the absolute trend, the relative trend, the breaking out together. I mean, this is just too good. Yeah, fantastic.
I like it. And, again, that China theme, it's working. I wouldn't give up on it. And relative strength in it makes a lot of sense.
All right, we got a couple left here, and then I want to leave time for us to talk about our holiday special. MBLY. MBLY, so that's the Mobileye.
Ooh, okay. See, there's something going on with all these EV stocks. I think it's Tesla making its move. And then, you have all these people that are either too cheap to pay for Tesla or, they don't want to pick the obvious one. They want to go find the smaller cap one that's gonna do it, or they just want the higher beta. But
Yep.
you're seeing things like I know plug has been it hasn't really done it yet, but it's kind of been making some moves
So
back and filling a bit.
what you're talking about
Maybe
is like this human desire to make investing harder than it is.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. But so a lot of that theme's working. So I wouldn't be surprised to see this one making. I mean, it has made a comeback, right?
This is
Um,
interesting.
so with this one coming into this 24 level, 23, 24, it looks like a magnet. I mean, I think you'll get there at this point. You're already over 20, so um, from there, that'll be the moment of truth. Either it bumps its head on this thing and then just goes back down. I think then you're looking at maybe a new all-time low. Or, and I think this is probably the more likely scenario if the rest of the EV stocks and all those are still holding up. When it
Yeah.
gets to that 24, if it reclaims that 24, 25 level, then I think it could have a chance back at all-time highs around 47.
I think you got to get that breakout above that 24 level before you're
Totally, yeah.
comfortable holding this over longer time frames. But you could
Oh,
pick up 20% on a retest of that level, right? Like
true.
that's
Yeah.
you buy this here, that's a 20% trade.
Yeah, let's look at it in daily. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? Like momentum's still holding up strong, even though it's closed this earnings gap here. There's a lot to
Not
like about
extended.
this. Yeah, not extended. Yep. It's had this like kind of slow, gradual,
Yeah.
kind of like slow breakout. Yeah.
I think this is viable for a trade.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. Pat, that's gonna
Especially
wrap
for
it up.
shrinking, yeah.
We got to mostly everything. Thanks everybody for watching us today. As
Oh, yeah.
always, thanks for all your support this year on Stock Market TV and all
And
of our
thank
shows.
you, Steve. Thank you for stopping by. This is
Oh,
fun.
this is too fun. Yeah, this is too fun. So let's give a special treat here. Just realized I've had the TV on in the background the whole time. I hope that hope the audio's been good. Um, Patrick and I put on a trade today.
Oh,
We
yeah.
have both, I think it's fair to say, been really bullish on fading this weakness in semiconductors. I don't think that there is a better vehicle than Nvidia. This is a highly tactical trade for both of us here. We're long Nvidia calls already through one of our products. Sean is long through his option service, right? We're always long Nvidia common stock through a number of things here. But what we did was super risque. And we're not going to give details, but we went into short dated calls in the double leveraged Nvidia ETF, NVDL. And what are we trying to accomplish here, Pat? Why did we do this? Why do we like this trade so much right now?
I mean, well, first of all, if Nvidia breaks down and fails, then I think the whole bull market thesis really has a black eye and it probably crumbles too. So it's kind of like, if you're going to bet against this working, then you're kind of betting against the entire bull market. So there's that. But also, I mean, you had this head and shoulders top kind of forming over the past that really kind of started in July well, not really, more so like October started forming this, but it's been lagging since July. And I didn't realize, Steve, the split was sometime, yeah, right in here, July 10th. So only a week or two after it topped. And then,
Yep.
of course, it has made an all-time high, but just not much.
Yep.
And then if it reclaims this 140, I mean, it's all-time highs. It could be at all-time highs like that. With a name like this and the type of institutional chasing that goes on, especially into the end of the year. I
Pat, if there's
mean,
a single stock that's going to get chased,
yeah,
it's this one.
yeah, right,
You
right.
can't
They've already
dress your
thrown out all
windows.
their losers. They did that 2 weeks ago.
You can't dress your windows with anything better than the best
Right.
stock in the market. That's been Nvidia.
Yeah. And now you got this little bullish engulfing candle going on here. I really like that on Monday, like that.
Yeah.
Where it opened below after a sell-off on Friday, like a little sell-off on Friday, open below and then pushing through. We'll see where we close today, but so far looking pretty good. I mean, Steve, I think you'd agree. This thing, I'm not making, well, I guess we kind of are making the bet, but I mean, this thing could be at all-time highs very quickly if it
I think it could be there by the end of the week.
yeah.
And this trade has really been working in a tough tape.
Yeah.
right? There have been some nasty days, especially for the mega cap growth trade, semiconductors, and look at Nvidia really holding up. The way I have mine drawn is a little neckline here around 130. That's the initial trigger, and then I have the VWAP from the all-time high, that indecision candle at the all-time high, and that's the confirmation. It's simple as that.
So you drew it a little lower
Yeah, I got a
using
little
closes.
neckline
Yeah, I
there.
like
Yep,
that. And
yep.
where's your VWAP from?
At the intraday all-time high.
Ah,
Throw back the candles. Throw back the candles.
got it, got it, got it.
No, so it'd be there, it'd be that one. Yep. Boom.
Yeah. Boom.
So, all right, let's rock and
I like
roll.
it. Let's rock and roll.
Hope everybody's making money out there.
Yeah,
Happy
and if
New
we didn't
Year.
get to your request, be sure to email us at questions@stockmarketmedia.com, and we'll be sure to get to them on Thursday.
Thursday. All right, Patrick. So good to
Dave,
see you.
cheers.
This has been fun. Adios, everybody.
Later.